Say, here's something I can read. Pretty well, anyway. It's in Latin. Forever glory, the and. Power, the and. Kingdom, the is, thou, thine. The is thine. Kingdom, the is thine.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't read anymore. I know what that is. That's the Lord's Prayer backwards. That's the Lord's Prayer backwards.
Hello, and welcome to the Bronze Age Monsters. The Bronze Age Monsters. We're just Bronze Age Monsters, the show where we wade into the weirdest and wildest waters of the comic books of the 1970s. This season on BAM, we're talking about Damon Hellstrom, a.k.a. the firstborn of the House of Hell, a.k.a. the scion of the Netherworld, a.k.a. the son of Satan. I'm your host, Matt Howell.
I'm your other host, Jacob Balcom. We're excited to be here.
Yes, we are. Thanks for joining us this week, listeners. This is another live show. We're doing our second stab at this, a non-finale live show, and I'm into it. I think I worked out the kinks from the last time with the displaying the art, so this should go a lot more smoothly. And if people are here, if they're checking us out live in the moment, I would love for you to give a chat, say hey, and also leave a comment and a like and all that stupid stuff you're supposed to do on YouTube. Let us know you're here. We're also going to be introducing I got some nice water bottles. They kind of look like old Coleman like thermoses, like from the 50s, but they're little tiny water bottles, but metal. And we're going to have Bronze Age Monster logos on those. And we're going to start doing a drawing. So if you're in the live show and you chat and leave a comment or leave a comment after the fact, if you find this after this aired live, leave that. The next time we do a live show, we'll dig back in here, scrape out a list of who commented, who interacted with us, and we'll draw a name and send you one of those little water bottles as a thank you. So we'd like to get more people in here in the live stuff. I think it's fun to have folks here, but we don't need anybody. Jacob and I are completely self-sufficient, aren't we, Jacob?
We are, but we love people. We love our Bronze Age Monsters family to join us. And we do have a few people in there. I can't, for some reason, highlight the comments. So hopefully you can, Matt.
Comments. Oh.
To kick them onto our stream.
Yeah.
Like
there is people.
Oh, there you go. Okay. You can
Hi, guys. Sorry. I am pretty new to StreamYard. I'm hoping Jacob can also, you can't see the comments?
I can see them, but I can't double click on them.
Interesting.
Yeah. I have
a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I have less agency than I did last time. So thank you with that.
Well, I will try and fix that as well.
Okay.
But it looks like there's people here ready to go. Thank you for joining us, folks. I'm not going to reiterate anything. I think you were all there, and I was just completely unaware that you were sitting there. So thanks for joining us. We will do our normal spiel at the end, the shout-outs and all that stuff that we normally do. I did want to do a little preview of something that we're doing right now. I've been reinvigorated with bonus material for our patrons. So I've started a series that is about comic book binding. I'm doing these kind of a short series of like 7 to 10 minute videos about me just basically it was my wife asking me for like 6 to 9 months, like, please clean your office. And it was just stacks of comics that I needed to send off to get bound. So I said, to hell with it, I'll make it a thing. So if I shoot it and I'm going to edit it, it will be something. And then I'll do it. So I did a bunch of that this week, and I shot like 4 episodes of this thing and got everything shipped off. Those will be coming out. I'll be doling those out here and there as we go. But they're super fun to make. I hope they're fun to watch. Let me know either on Patreon or here what you think of those. I just finished editing the next one today, which is episode 2, which is just me kind of going through my previous binds I've had done in the past and just talking about some of the terminology and the way they look and what you could expect to get if you were to bind some.
That's awesome. The first one was great. I'm really excited to see the second one.
Thank you.
This is all new to me. I haven't seen these, so I'm excited.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And yes, I don't know if it's me getting off head meds or what's going on, but I have a lot more energy than I had in the past. So I'm just feeling like way more excited about doing some of these things. They don't feel like drudgery. They feel like fun. So my esteemed co-host's birthday is coming up next month, and I have been sitting on footage of him playing a DJ gig before he left Portland, like a final DJ thing. I'm super stoked to get that done for his birthday. So that will be done as a little birthday tip of the hat to my pal Jacob.
Thank you.
In addition to these, yes. So I'm feeling real excited about doing the bonus stuff. So at the end, if you haven't joined us, you don't support us on Patreon, you'll hear at the end how you can join and all the kind of stuff we can do. But that's just a little bit of what's going on. We give out a lot of free stuff. We don't just trim the fat and give the fat away as something to make soup stock out of. This is real, actual fucking content.
It is. And it's great.
And there is a little Jacob with angel wings on my shoulder the entire time where I'm like, I need to shoot that again because I just knocked that thing over. And then he says, no, Matt, don't overproduce. Don't take too much time.
No, don't.
So I am listening to you, and I'm making these real quick and dirty. And so they're fun. Once they're not fun, I won't do them. So I'm having a blast right now. Cool. Any other stuff we got? I hope some folks dug in. I saw there were some sales on the Threadless shop. There was a huge sale, like 50 to 60% off of like pretty much everything in there.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I saw some folks did buy some. I don't know. I didn't do the Threadless stalking and actually look up who did what. But at least some folks did it. I was trying to push it a little bit and say, hey guys, this is like the sale we get when we buy stuff as the shop owners. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, that was a really good sale.
Cool. So I'm excited to talk about this one. This issue. I did some diving because, we talked a bit about doing a Satana, like for the bonus stuff, like just going through her stuff. And it was like, oh shoot, there's a lot of content here. We want to do one radio drama, and it just got away from me this year. And Athena was too busy to be Satana. So there's a bunch of her story I hadn't read between like her intro when I made that one little video introducing her in New York to where she is now when she enters this comic book we're talking about tonight. Did you get a chance to look at any of those? Or did you read that prose thing I sent you?
I read the prose thing, yeah.
Okay.
Which was cool. And yeah, it kind of introduces a character that we see here. I love Conway, but it was a little minor. It wasn't. It was
a lot minor.
It was a lot minor.
That was like when I just make up a song when I'm like cleaning. It was like when I'm singing, describing what I'm doing, and then I turn to Renee and I'm like, huh? They could sell that, right? That'd be a jingle. That could be a jingle.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that.
Yeah.
And I was reading this morning, like a lot of times I like to read stuff out loud, like prose, just to, I don't know, practice doing VO and stuff. And I was like, holy shit, I'm going to read this whole thing and give this away to our patrons. And then I got to the part where the Vietnam vet was talking about his experience in Vietnam. I was like, no, I'm not. I haven't heard those words since my uncle who came back from Vietnam talked to me about stuff. The war.
Yep. There's some not appropriate words in there.
Yeah. So I didn't know, should I read them and just put like a over them or like a bleep them or like just like by the time I got to the story, I'm like, it's not that good of a story.
No, let's just leave it. Leave it where it is.
Just leave it where it is. Cool. I think that's our business right now.
Yeah, that's all of our business. Let's jump into the issue.
All right. So let me work on presenting here. Let me add the slideshow with the two little guys. This should be us.
That's us.
This be us. Okay. So this should have been up here earlier. But we are reading Marvel Spotlight on the Son of Satan. This is the last Son of Satan issue of Marvel Spotlight. So kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
This cover is by Gil Kane with inks by Tom Palmer. And Mr. Ramita came in and did alterations on both of their work. So according to Caputo. So I'm sure the faces were both worked on by him. Yep. I know Ramita had a particular attachment to Satana because he designed her, I believe, from the get-go. So I can see him getting his fingers, in that pie.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, on this cover here, we have them facing off in a graveyard. And I believe this actually happens.
It does happen. We can't really drink to this. Yeah, this totally happens.
We don't need to drink to this. Yeah, but it says brother and sister in a battle to the death. And Damon's blasting her as she's blasting him with magic. So I like the figures here. I like this low-cut worm's eye view up from a grave, looking up at them as they fight. And he says, though you are my flesh, or flesh of my flesh, Satana, you must be destroyed, as he's blasting her. And she's answering in kind. And it says Doom is the devil's daughter. What'd you think of this?
I like this cover. I like the design. I like the copy on it. I thought it was cool.
I was pretty impressed by it as well. Again, I like the angle a lot, and I like I don't know. It's not top of my list. It's not going to make my list on the finale, let's say. But I thought it was pretty solid work, all told.
Yeah, I think Satana, like her arm kind of melding with her weird back is like the only thing that's kind of like, Yeah. But the layout is really, really cool.
I totally agree. I was stoked. And I thought it was interesting. Well, I made some notes about this later, so we can address this. But I thought it was interesting that they folded her in and she came into the world because we saw her in his origin story for a minute, and then she appeared as basically a figment or a phantasm of herself that Madame Swoboda conjured. So she skulked around the edges of the Curtis magazines for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we saw her in a Son of Satan story proper, she was a child sacrificing a cat. So her intro in the comics was quite intense. So I was excited to have her back and not killing cats.
Yeah, that's me too. All right, so let's dive in then.
Okay, so the title of our story is Walk the Darkling Road. Our cast of creators, we get Chris Claremont, which is pretty cool, as author, Sal Buscema artist, Bob McLeod inker, John Costanza letterer, Diane Buscema colorist, and Len Wein editor. So I want to talk a tiny bit about Chris Claremont. He had started at Marvel in 1969. He was hired as an editorial assistant. And his first actual comic credit is Incredible Hulk 148 from February of 72, where he assisted Archie Goodwin with the plot. His first full writing credit was on Daredevil 102. That's from August of 73. And his first sequential writing credits where he actually was doing a series is one of my personal favorites, War is Hell, from October of 74, where he wrote issues 9 through 15, I think. And I think we're going to be covering War is Hell on a future season. I hope so. I think we are.
I think so.
Because I love it so much. It's one of my binds. It was one thing where I bought all the issues and had to have it bound because I loved it so much. I urge everyone to seek it out. It's difficult to find in print. I think it exists in the second Chris Claremont omnibus. But if you subscribe to Marvel Unlimited, all of them are on Marvel Unlimited.
And that War is Hell, that's the Kowalski character, right?
Yeah, it's John Kowalski. It's I've described it before, but it's basically Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap.
Yeah,
with war,
with dead people or people about to die, and John Kowalski inhabits their body and tries to get them to do one good thing before they die, and death is forcing him to do this, and it is badass. So yeah, I really urge people to seek that out and read it. And we're going to be covering it at some point because it's one of my favorites. So on the newsstand this month, let's see, Chris Claremont is writing Marvel Premiere 25. That's featuring Iron Fist. He did a couple Iron Fist issues. The final issue of War is Hell, this issue of Marvel Spotlight, and his first regular issue of a little title called The X-Men, which he would stay on for the next 16 years and become kind of famous for it.
Kind of, yeah.
So I think at least some people will be familiar with that run. But this is still really early in his writing career. He'd only been writing professionally for Marvel for 3 years. So I'm happy we get to talk about him at the start of his very long career. So as far as art goes, we know Bob McLeod, we know Sal Buscema quite well. And actually, we know our colorist as well. Diane Buscema is John's daughter, who had just 10 coloring credits at Marvel, including Werewolf by Night 37, the final chapter of the Marcosa House saga.
I forgot that.
Yeah, we talked about her that issue. We mentioned at the time that a burglar had broken into her house and had stolen a bunch of her dad's original art back in 2020, and it has yet to be found and has yet to show up in any auction house or anything. So it's still in the wind on the black market.
It's a crime of the century.
Yeah, right. Okay, let's go
on that for what, 50 years?
Yeah, I mean, and it was a lot too. Like she had a repository of it, and so yeah, it was a real bummer. And that stuff, well, I don't know, but something like that that's so. I mean, it was a pretty well publicized story of all that shit being stolen, and she listed everything that was stolen. So that's something that's just going to have to stay on the black market, like for a long, long time. Like
someone's going to die, and their grandchild is going to be cleaning out something and be like, "Wow, this is a bunch of old original comic art," and they're going to get it appraised, and it's all the sirens are going to start going off.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully that will be recovered at some point. So yeah, let's go on to the opening page. So this page depicts a sultry blonde woman invoking a spirit from an old book. That spirit just happens to be the son of Satan. So the opening narration reads, her name is Gloria Hefford, and she calls herself a witch. She's a practicing Satanist. Is Gloria a member of the Church of the Dark Father? That was weird. That was a little clunky. A girl, woman, who got bored with college and the straight and narrow life. She wanted something more, she said, something better. Her quest led her to Los Angeles, to Satan, and eventually to this room. Because Gloria, the Satan groupie, thinks herself a witch, a demon sorceress. Tonight she's going to prove it to herself and to the world by conjuring up a demon out of hell. So, I really like, I'm just going to say it right off. I mean, I really like Bob McLeod inking on Sal Buscema's pencils. I feel like they were going for a bit more of a Gene Colan style in a lot of these pages, a little bit more than the last time that we saw Bob McLeod inking.
I saw that as well.
Yeah, so I feel like this is them kind of leaning in. The Curtis magazines are huge right now. It's more of a, the wash kind of style and a much more kind of elevated than a very stereotypical house style comic art. And I think they're leaning into that this issue, which I'm all for. I loved it.
Yeah, it reminds me of like some of the fine art and creepy and stuff like that.
Yeah, totally.
Like Morrow and stuff like that, where it's like those washes, like you're saying, just definitely somebody stepping it up, a bit and trying to elevate their work. So you mentioned to me like, hey Matt, you might want to do a little bit of homework on this because this character has appeared before, Gloria Hefford, and so I did read that story. That was the Jerry Conway prose story we were talking about, it's interesting because there's some ties here that come up that Claremont. Well, maybe it's not a coincidence. Maybe this is the devil doing his thing that these characters happen to be intertwined. But so she's a member of this cult that you mentioned. And so in the story, so far in Satana's story, she has left hell. That bonus show I did where I kind of made a animated movie motion comic out of her first 4-page story was her being stalked in New York City, and a guy follows her into an alleyway and tries to attack her, and then she kisses him and sucks his soul out. And that's her introduction. After that, she follows the Four, who are these four demigods of hell. She's tracking them because they have cast a spell and blocked her from re-entering hell to be rejoined with her father. So it's kind of this like revenge Kill Bill kind of thing going on, where she's trying to track down these demons and beat their asses to beat the spell so she can go back and be with her dad. So she tracks them to LA. She tracks them via this cult because this cult worships them. So she goes down to LA, and then there's another story which is really cool that Pablo Marcos art, a comic story, where she meets Ruth Cummins at a satanic rally, and the people are like, are you Satanists, blah, blah, blah. And there's a weird, creepy evangelist called Harry Gotham, and he's like he makes money off of being a televangelist, and he's cursing them, and then he sends an assassin named Dr. Edge Darkos is his full name, his Greek name. And he sends him to assassinate Satana. And Ruth Cummins actually sacrifices herself to give Satana time to get away. And so we come to find out later in that prose story that we read from Conway that Gloria is a member of the same cult, and she and Ruth were roommates. So Satana was her roommate after this whole incident happened. And that's how they know each other, which is kind of a cool backstory, I guess. I don't know. I was like, kind of. Yeah. Anyway, I love this art. I kept like struggling, like reaching through my mind, like there's some movie reference or something. I guess like Beetlejuice or something like that, where like she's just like, summon a demon, bring me a demon. And he's like brushing his teeth like, oh, fuck, I guess technically I'm a demon. All right, yeah. I'm a demon. It was like that same thing, like Alec Baldwin or something like that, like being forced to parade around to people who are doing like occult stuff. I don't know. I thought that was funny for some reason. Like he looks like he's completely in the middle of something else. And he's like, God damn it.
He does. He was in his study, having a snifter of brandy and reading some kind of illuminated text. And then is like, fuck, now I'm being conjured.
Exactly. Yeah. So we get to see that she is she's casting big spells and talking a big talk. She has no chops here. She's an amateur, and she is way out of her league. And you got to love when people are doing stuff way out of the league with the cult. That always ends well. So she's spinning the spell, saying, "By E Garen, by E Grianth, and by E Bisaloth, by Triad named and Triad damned, I charge thee, spirit, come forth and serve my will." And so these swirling fires and flames are whipping around her. This is totally like Evil Dead creepy stuff. It'd be creepier if like that face and the flames didn't look like it was giving Hot Stuff a hard time. That in the second panel, right?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, you and your asbestos diapers.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the spell goes wrong, and she's like, stay back, stay back. She's freaking out. It's completely out of control. I'm supposed to be safe in this. Blah blah blah. She did everything, but she's out of her depth. So she gets completely consumed and gets thrown out of her protective pentagram, and she's unconscious on the floor. She got what she wanted. More fool her. That's a very old person way of saying that.
Yeah, Claremont has such a weird voice in this issue. It's not like his other work. It's slightly clunky, but I love it. I mean, it's still Claremont, and it's great. But yeah, it's an odd voice that he's using for a lot of this. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, continuing all the references we've made the last few issues, the first thing that came to mind in this page is just like, you're out of your element, Donnie.
Yep, totally.
Like,
I actually felt bad for this girl because, I mean, she's, the songwriter Joe Pernice, he has several side projects he does. One of them is called Chappaquiddick Skyline, and there's a song on this album called Second Semester Lesbian. And I was like, that's such a, like, you know what I mean? Like, that just encapsulates this whole, like, oh, you totally get this part of the American university experience. This is like that same thing where it's like, oh, I want to be in a cult. I want to summon a demon.
It's fun,
like,
right?
You think you do, but it's you're just a tourist.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the art on this page though. It's almost like the fire or ectoplasm or whatever it is behind her. It just looks like hair. It looks like something like Medusa, like the Inhumans character is behind her or something. It's really cool and it's a very cool choice. Yeah,
I totally agree, and I think that I think McLeod's responsible for a lot of the cool look of this book. You're right.
So yeah, next page. So what was once Gloria Hefford wakes up and says, after 10,000 years, Cathara is free. Do you hear, Lord Satan? Do you hear? Cathara, the mother of demons, is free, and the earth is mine to ravage once more. And then, one of the Satanists comes into the room. It's just like, Gloria, what's going on in here? What do you think you're doing? A lot of drop G's for someone who's really intent on, like, this is an emergency, but he's dropping G's like crazy. Says, didn't the elders warn you about casting summoning spells on your own? And then Cathara says, aye, they warned the sow human, warned her too late, and too late for her, and too late for you, and shoots him with, fire from his eyes that also takes his soul for some reason. And, it's pretty cool. She goes off on this big rant, asking him why he's so frightened. You serve Satan, which I did kind of like that rant. She's just like, why are you so scared? Like, you're being a big baby. This is Satanism, man. This is shit that happens. Like, this is what you signed up for. Totally. And she ends by saying, enjoy hell, you little mortal fool. And he's just like a husk now.
And he just turns to dust. Does she laugh?
His head just turns to dust. I kind of imagined from last episode with Farther Darklight that it's just a bunch of like roaches that just kind of escaped from his clothes. But really cool art on this. Especially, I love that that sequence at the bottom that you have up there now is really, really fucking cool.
Yeah. I love this page, to be honest. I love this Ron Burgundy guy. Like, I love that there's just like, like in this story that I was mentioning where they're basically on Haight-Ashbury, wherever they're in LA, but like, they're just out in the street just kind of saying, hey, join this Church of Satan. We're not bad guys, And like, there's this very sympathetic view towards these satanic cults, which really shocked me. Especially for a mainstream book. The Curtis, I can kind of get like okay, this is for like older teens and whatever, but like this one kind of shocked me.
Yeah, but like David Kraft, I think Chris Claremont was actually counterculture. He wasn't Roy Thomas, in a turtleneck. He was probably a guy that had done his fair share of psychedelics and was into whatever kind of like post hippie zeitgeist was going on right now. So yeah, he would totally be into this stuff. So he's in his element, actually.
Yeah, I do want to say that there's something really awesome about that Cathara, the mother of demons. I love this innate sense of like they have to make perverse every human construct. So like the idea of family, the idea of whatever, like it's always that, but just like on its head and upside down and wrong. Yep. I really like that. And I mentioned the turtleneck guy. I think he's awesome.
He is awesome.
Yeah, David Goodwin says the three panels on the bottom row are quite horrifying. And,
yeah, they really are.
Totally agree. Cool. Love it. So I was hooked right at this point. Turtleneck, den father of the Satanist club coming in to make sure you're practicing safe sex and doing the spells safely. Hey kids.
Yeah, no, that did not work out for him.
Not at all. Cool. So that was a cool introduction to Cathara too. I don't think she hangs around too long, but I'm always happy to meet a new member of the Hell Club. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of confusing, this next page here, because some of Claremont's language. So it says, cut east now, 14 days and 1,500 miles to St. Louis International Airport on a rare, balmy midsummer's day. Two friends saying goodbye. Cut east 14 days? Is this the past? Because this actually matters later. Kind of.
I got the idea that it was 14 days later. I got yeah, that's what I got from it. That it was 2 weeks after the events that we saw. Is that what do you agree?
Yes, that's what I parsed out by thinking hard on it at the second read. Yes, I couldn't tell if Damon made his way. I couldn't tell. But I came to the conclusion, I think, that you're saying that Gloria was possessed by Cathara from the time Damon arrived in LA to help.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So, so he's saying goodbye. This is tough. He says, Damon Hellstrom, professional exorcist and firstborn of the House of Hell, which I added to the epithet list. So he's saying goodbye to Catherine Reynolds. And, he's a cold fish. We've been talking about this a lot the last few issues. So this isn't Claremont. This is Gerber. He was working up towards this. The last few issues in particular, like really showing Catherine pushing towards him. I mean, she like in a cliche way, liked him in the beginning, like, oh, he slapped me, he's dreamy. And then it became more of like wow, he's so aloof and distant. Like I'm actually attracted to him. Like, oh, she actually has depth now. Yeah. She takes him to the airport and, she's saying, hey, will I see you again? And he's like, who can say, Catherine? Like, he's very like, if the fates will it, so I shall return. If not, farewell. May the Lord protect and keep you. She's like, oh, you too. And she's realizing as he's walking away, I think I've actually fallen in love with this guy. And she calls out to him, Damon. And this is like, you and I love romance comics. So like, I know it's not going to happen, but he's like, yes, Catherine, is something the matter? She's like, no, it's nothing.
Have a good flight.
Have a good flight. As a tear starts to run down her cheek, So he turns off. Look at his cold countenance. Just
God damn, man.
Just not a backward glance, not a word. Almost as if he'd never been, as if he never cared, never loved, and he hasn't.
No,
right? He was a little kid. His mom went insane. His dad was Lucifer. Like, yeah, he has lots of walls.
He does, but man, this was disappointing. I mean, I guess this shows, yeah, you're right. Gerber had kind of set this whole thing up. So I know Claremont probably didn't want to stray too far from it, but Claremont's known for writing strong women and writing women pretty well in the 70s and 80s. So I kind of, when I knew Claremont was going to write this issue, I was like, oh, okay, maybe Catherine Reynolds is going to be good. And then, no. She's just going to cry. Yeah. And when we first meet them, where there's, giving his bona fides, like he's an exorcist, he's the son of Satan, blah, blah. Then like they just list this thing where it's just like,
this laundry list of stuff she's been through since she met him. Like,
yeah,
she's seen demons, nihilists, ancient Atlantis, a tarot deck come to life. Oh, and she died and was reborn again, by the way, last issue. So, like,
she doesn't give a fuck about.
Nope.
Yeah.
So
they
just
time
extra
traveled.
Sad. Yeah. 20,000 years in the past.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that last panel's so sad.
So, I had lots of feelings.
Yeah, I know. This was disappointing. I mean, I think so. I was reading, Gerber does bring back Catherine Reynolds. I don't know if you read this or not. Even if you just go to the Marvel Wiki and type in Dr. Catherine Reynolds, she comes back in a story that he did like in the early 90s, I think.
Whoa.
And she becomes like she had like some kind of latent psychic powers unlocked. And so she is together with like the gal that was a big part of like the second run of Man-Thing. Not Ross, or I can't remember exactly who the other characters were, but
not Jennifer Kale.
Well, yeah, no, it was Jennifer Kale. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so they all show up again. Gerber takes them out to play and makes them all like super powerful, which is, it's not available online anywhere. I think it was, I can't remember exactly what the title was called, but that made me curious. I was just like, okay, because I don't know if we're going to see Catherine Reynolds again.
Yeah, I get the sense that we're not. And
No.
I don't know, like I just made a note in my notes. I said, it's not like when Jack and Topaz reunited and Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, wasn't that sad, cold, like something happened that we didn't see. Yeah. They never had anything. But it doesn't mean it's not sad in its own way. Like,
well, it is sad. And we liked Catherine Reynolds. I mean, she was a cool character. She was a doctor. She was a professor, and she was into parapsychology and was the perfect foil for Damon. But, I don't know. It was a bummer.
Well, once they have sex, you can't put that genie back in the bottle, right?
I guess not.
So,
yeah, that's right. They could have gone on to do 3 more seasons of Moonlighting before they slept together. But, oh well. So, yeah, next page. So Damon's on the plane. He reads a letter on the plane from a man named Lewis Hefford that reads, and says that's a plea from help from an old friend. Damon's reading this. It says, since her mother died, Gloria is all I have, Damon, and something is happening to her. I don't know what, only that it is evil. Help me, Damon. Help her. Sincerely, Lewis Hefford. So
I don't know why. I laughed every time.
It's funny. It's funny every time. So yeah, and then it says bottom. So it begins again. A new city, a new battle, a new soul hanging in the balance. That says only this time the soul isn't new to you. And so he kind of goes back, and the narration does a lot of heavy lifting. So I'm just going to read it. So he says, your dreaming mind drifts back across the years to the day you and your sister were separated and you were sent to an orphanage. You had one true friend there, the orphanage doctor, Lewis Hefford. The doctor and his family, his wife, June, his daughter, Gloria. Because of Hefford, you studied. Because of him, you found your vocation, entered the priesthood. You loved him as you'd never loved your true father. A man you soon came to know by his true name, Lucifer, Prince of Darkness, Lord of Hell. I like at the bottom, he's almost like he's saying, Satan! That says, you'd never seen your sister after your separation. You learned later that your father had taken her back to hell, that she had become a demon succubus, that she had become Satana, the devil's daughter. So yeah, I really loved this page. It does a lot of narrative heavy lifting, but it's cool. And it really, I think Claremont does a really succinct and economical job in telling this cool story. And this page sucked me into the story to where I'm like, oh shit, I want to know all this now. Like, I'm ready.
Me too. And I was also into the airplanes of 1975, because apparently there's like just a wet bar. Like, it looks like it's just a wet bar. Like, you just walk up and get a drink. Like, oh, that's right, because we weren't all cattle. Like, you had to have a crowbar to get in your seat.
No.
Dignity and respect back then.
Everyone's smoking. Everything's looking great.
Yep. Probably a shower somewhere. Just dignity.
Yeah, I love it.
Where hath ye gone? So Damon has fallen asleep on his couch-like airplane seat, which is also something I didn't understand.
It's like a divan.
Yeah, totally. And so he has a vision. he dreams about his sister, and he sees her in New York. Like I mentioned, she starts off there, and she goes to L.A. following this cult. It says this happened in Vampire Tales 2 and 3. They published a little tiny. They shrunk down the Curtis magazines to like TV guide size, and I had the Vampire Tales one that came out around 2009, I think. I ended up selling it. I wish I hadn't because they're hard to get now, but I just don't like the size. It was too small.
It's too small.
But yeah, all this stuff is covered. Yeah, I think is it Vampire Tales? Is that how are they doing that? Like Marvel Unlimited? Is it like cherry picking important stories, or is it whole issues?
Barely anything, honestly. It's just
so like the Morbius stories from it are in the Morbius omnibus or Morbius collection, but it's not like the whole.
Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff on there, but the more Marvel horror, the like graphic collection that they had that you sent me a copy of, it has a lot more stuff in it. I really recommend people buying that. Yeah,
and you can still find those floating around for fairly affordable prices,
like $30-$40, right?
Yeah,
that's about what it went for originally. So, and that's shocking that it hasn't been scooped up by speculators and is going for $400.
I honestly think that it went under most people's radar, and I think that if people were aware that it was out there, it's out there. It probably came out like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah,
went out of print slowly and quietly over a year, and it's just kind of kicking around. I see people scooping it up all the time. So
yeah.
Whatever that's worth. So yeah, in this vision, he sees Satana doing what Satana does. She's a succubus, and she just walks into some guy's apartment and kisses him. And unlike in the Curtis magazines where people's soul comes out as a moth or a butterfly through their mouths, this is through his eye sockets. I think that's meant to be less sexualized and code friendly, but it's almost creepier.
It's way creepier. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's way scarier than it is in the animation that you did. Yeah, it's less sexual, but way more scary.
Yeah, I know the eyes are the windows to the soul, but come on.
That was freaky.
Yeah, so she's just there kind of laughing and chuckling. She has the eyebrows of the Monarch from Venture Brothers, which I kind of like. And then I love this dreamlike quality where he's watching like remote viewing, and then she just kind of turns and acknowledges him like, I'm a poor hostess. Hello, Damon. Like, oh, fuck. Fourth wall's broken. Dream broken. And so he's there in a mighty awesome pose holding his trident. I thought this was pretty dope. As far as just like a dream goes. Not a whole lot going on. Claremont's filling us in like, kids, if you did get to read these magazines because your mom wouldn't buy them for you, this is her deal. So I like the way that they're drawing her, McLeod and Buscema.
Me too. I love it. I think it's great. I mean,
I think it's better as the issue goes on, by the way. But
yeah, agreed. But yeah, her Monarch eyebrows, I loved from the get-go. I thought that was really cool. No, I mean, the last page and this page is Claremont's starting to get really good at like succinctly recapping stuff that you need to go while also moving the story forward. It's it's stuff like this, and you're like, oh, this guy's got a future in comics. Yeah,
I can see it.
Yeah. So yeah, next page, Satana approaches Damon, and guess what? We get another whiff of incest as Satana kisses her brother, saying, do not resist me, brother. You cannot. In a moment, it'll all be over. And he says, no, you dare, succubus. You dare think my soul is yours for the taking. And then she's holding up a little, little moth butterfly saying, wrong tense, brother. Your soul is already taken. And then, man, those two panels on the left there are so cool. Suddenly, like, this is dream logic again, because we forget, like, this is a dream that Damon is having. And so suddenly her head gets huge. Damon's falling through, blackness, like it's Time Bandits or something. and he's saying, like, you've lost, Damon, truly lost. The only thing left for you to do is fall. Fall, my angelic brother. Fall as our father fell so many eons ago. And then suddenly it's Satan's face and his mouth is open. There's flames inside his mouth. It says, fall into hell, my son, and be damned. And so Damon's, right about to fall into Satan's mouth. And he wakes up, no! Yeah. And then I love, like, the stewardess, like, Mr. Hellstrom, you were having a nightmare, sir. Are you all right? He says, I am well. And she says, I see. Well, please fasten your seatbelt. We're about to land in Los Angeles. So yeah, he had to be like one of those guys that at first the stewardess is just like, oh, this guy's kind of hot. And then they're like, oh, he's going to be trouble. Like, watch him. Get ready.
Yeah, he's definitely, he seemed like he was cool. And then
nope.
He's either going to order like Unfrozen Caveman Lawyer, he's going to order like 6 doers and water and try and grab her ass, or he's going to do something like this. But he's definitely going to do one of those 2 things.
Yeah, he is.
Doerless.
Yeah.
Have another doers and water.
Oh, I want to rewatch that sketch now.
And I don't know why, seeing this, that last thing where she says we're about to land in Los Angeles, Frank Black's first solo album, that song Los Angeles, immediately the badass guitar chords start playing in my head, like da-da-da-da,
oh, great call.
I love that song. But he says it the old Hollywood way, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So yeah, he is now in LA, and he is met by so is it fair to say this is kind of like his adoptive daughter or sister? I mean, like
sister, but sister-ish.
Yeah,
because she seems pretty hot for him.
Yeah, so they're all grown up now, and I'm sure he was older, so whatever. She's college age. He's early mid-20s probably now.
Yeah,
and he's kind of absentmindedly still, when you have that dream shit like just weighing on you where you're just not fully back in reality yet. He's obviously distracted by that and the vision. He knows that his dreams aren't just dreams. We were there for the Tarot saga. We know what all this shit is.
Yep.
So he's not sure if Satana is the catalyst or the executioner. So he knows that their paths are going to cross here. And then he hears his name being called, and Gloria runs up and gives him a big hug. She says, "Dad asked me to come pick you up. And I'm glad I did. You, sir, are one scrumptious hunk of man." If he were 5 years younger, Jacob, he'd be a hunk of draft bait.
Draft bait, yes. Oh, that gives me good feels thinking about that.
Yeah. And so Damon, of course, is a cold fish. He's like, you look well, Gloria. She's like, yeah, well, you're here for other reasons because my dad asked you to come. And she says, I'm a member of the Church of the Dark Father, a Satanist church. And he's like, I know. She's like, for most of us, it's just a giggle. We don't take it very seriously. At least we didn't until about 6 months ago when this new woman joined the church and Ruth Cummins got murdered. And I told you guys about that story a little bit, where Ruth sacrificed herself to give Satana time to escape. Well, not to escape. She ended up killing both of those dudes. But yeah. Mm-hmm. Any hoozle. They hop in the car. They're driving off, and I think we have a drink here because the Darkhold, we gotten into Darkhold rights. That is not for shits and giggles, by the way. That is not college. That's not fucking Parker Brothers Ouija board. Yeah. We just did it for fun, did some Darkhold rights. So yeah, they're saying she has this weird power over men. Damon's spider sense has to be tingling.
Totally.
And she says, Damon, I'm scared of her, of what's happening. It's not fun anymore. It's evil. He's like, this woman, what's her name? He's like, she calls herself Satana. What'd you think of the art on this page?
It's okay.
I kind of liked it in a weird, again, we keep talking about Petra being the palette creator of this world. Like, purple and yellow for like the LAX, like that's an interesting choice. Like, it's
a weird choice, but it works. It makes it all strange and dreamlike. I just kept trying to picture her Gloria's hair and being like, so what's black and what's blonde? Yeah. It's like she has black streaks. Is it just like Klieg lights are following her and shadows are on her hair the entire time? Like, I didn't quite understand that, but it's cool. She's cool.
Yeah. I almost wonder, is that like a way of showing that she's marked, like that she is possessed? Like there's a shadow hanging over her literally at all times.
That would be cool. I didn't think of that, but yeah, maybe.
Okay. So, question.
Okay. I'm ready.
I should have probably asked this back when Damon had the dream about Satana, but like at this point in time, why are they doing this? Because she got introduced 2 years ago, maybe when Spotlight, like 13 or whatever that was. Yep. Is Haunt of Horror and Vampire Tales, are this folding? Like, is she just a bit of IP that is something they're hoping to fold into the 616 to just use her because they made her? Like, why is she coming into the Marvel, the books, the main books?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, aside from, at this point, I think at Marvel, Len Wein and Marv Wolfman are kind of, Wolfman's in charge of the black and whites for now, and Len Wein is editing the color line. And as has been discussed in Sean Howe's book, they worked so in tandem that it's called like Len Marv, right? I think. And to where, maybe they're trying to just kind of move characters back and forth. The Curtis magazines are not over yet. I mean, they're maybe kind of reaching their peak, but
horror ones have
the horror ones
sales wise, right? I mean, Planet of the Apes or whatever, like those sold for years, right?
Yeah,
Savage Sword of Conan, that's Curtis, right? I mean, that sold for fucking 20 years.
But you're right. I mean, maybe at this point, where are we at in 75? We're in October? Is that where we're at?
Yeah, this came out like end of summer of 75, yeah. Yeah,
so, I mean, I think the horror boom is probably peaked and is slowly going down. It's going to, by 1979 or so, it's going to be almost done as far as Marvel's concerned. So, yeah, maybe they're trying to fold. Maybe they have plans. Maybe Len and Marv are having plans to kind of fold the stuff that they like, the IP they like, back into the color line of Marvel Comics. I could see that.
Yeah, that's the only way I could parse it, really, like why this happened now. Just was curious because, like, back like 2 years ago, and like Vampire Tales 2 or Haunt of Horror 2 or something like that. When that character, what was her name, Ruth Cummins, that ends up sacrificing herself, she had the mark of Satan on her.
Yes,
and Satana has one that's a birthmark. This one was marked to be a sacrifice, essentially. Yeah. And it says something like someone at Lusa points it out to Satana, and it says like, "See Son of Satan #1." It's like that. Well, that's not going to exist for like 3 years.
No.
So that must have been back when they were toying with like kicking him off in his own book immediately after Ghost Rider and calling it Son of Satan or Mark of Satan or whatever.
Mark of Satan.
But it says Son of Satan. So it's still in that very fluid, nascent stage, I think.
Isn't that weird? Like, who's heading the ship is not really paying attention to the fine details. So a lot of weird stuff kind of gets through.
Definitely.
Next page, we switch focus to St. Paul's Cemetery, just north of L.A. We find Satana visiting the grave of Father Michael Herron, who says we last saw in Haunt of Horror 5. And he is, he's a man that saved her life. I think he existed in Haunt of Horror 5. I think there's some prose stories in there that kind of talked about him. But I just thought, I don't know. I mean, I think he's an actual Chris Claremont creation, because I think Claremont wrote those stories in Haunt of Horror 5.
He did. I checked it.
Yeah, and so I was curious because I'm a fan of very, both Matt and I are a fan of strange 60s music, and one of the two main songwriters of the Incredible String Band is named Michael Herron. And so I was like, I don't know. I wonder if that's a reference that Claremont's making.
Wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either. And just gotta give a shout out to the Incredible String Band. Just a bunch of weird Scottish wizards that just make the weirdest shit ever.
I've never heard of them. I know the name, but I've never actually heard them.
Yeah, like I love their stuff. It is so weird. It is like the weirdest Scottish folk. Yeah, I don't know. I was obsessed with them like the first year of the pandemic. It's all I listened to.
Would any of that cross over into like Son of Satan playlists, like on Spotify? Like, would that make sense as a fit or no?
I don't know. Like they don't really get too like Satan.
Not a culty.
Not too much too occulty, even though by this point their best records were made from 67 to about 1970. After 1970, they got heavily into Scientology and did this concept record that was all kind of Scientology infused. I think it's called You. And they had dancers. It was this whole thing that they wanted to take a big stage show out. And guess what? It failed.
Really?
No one wanted to see a musical about Scientology. So
then
exactly. Now I'm sure it played to sellout crowds.
Yeah, after Going Clear came out on HBO, I'm sure everyone wants to go see it.
Yeah. So yeah, she's kind of, she's there. Like this is the tender moment for her, to where it says, a man who saved her life, who'd shown her the half of her that was human, the glory of it and the agony. A man Satana mourns. And then, off panel, we hear a touching scene, Satana, but a trifle out of character, I think. She whips her head around, you! And then we see that it's Damon saying, hello, Satana. It's been a long time. She says, not long enough, I think, brother. What brings you to Los Angeles? He says, you do. She says, I'm flattered. He says, don't be. You've little to be flattered about. I've come about Gloria Hefford. So the narrative lifting on this page is mainly kind of giving a sympathetic Satana backstory a bit. She's been portrayed basically as an unfeeling succubus, totally up till this point in the color comics, and then we see, she actually mourned a holy man that saved her, taught her about humanity.
Yeah. And if you folks have access to some of those haunted horror stories and stuff like that, there is a kind of, like you're saying, this is giving her humanity, I guess. But the story that mainly was going on was I think Conway writing it and Pablo Marcos doing this really cool art. And it's like this Kill Bill kind of vengeance thing where she's hunting down the four that I mentioned, to kill them essentially, or to make them retract the spell that blocks her from returning to hell. And so she recruits these minor demons to help her. And it's actually kind of an interesting odyssey, really dark occult odyssey, but pretty cool. It is Pablo Marcos art. So I mean, even if it's not the greatest story, which is pretty cool, we're checking out. So yeah, this is the one Satana story I haven't read. And like you said, Claremont wrote it, I'm 99% sure. So he decided to give her a human side that Conway wasn't that interested in.
No, Conway wasn't interested in. He doesn't write ladies very well. Gotta love Conway, but yeah, ladies aren't a strong suit writing strong women.
But I mean, if you're going to be half Satan, and she chose daddy when the divorce happened,
she did.
It's not like it was a failing on Conway's part to characterize her that way, of all people. But I follow you. I love that bottom left panel of him, just his face, just kind of sour, like he just ate a bug flew in his mouth,
yeah. And wow, the neck on that turtleneck. What is that? 7 inches, maybe?
Well, it channels his inner collar, his cape collar. So it's he can't be wearing the cape right now. So he wants us to know, inside I'm wearing the cape.
Yeah, he is.
Cool. Yeah, I like this page. I like the art. The Gothic cemetery here. These first two panels are fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, they're great.
So I loved it. On the next page, their talk continues. I'm just going to hang on this page here for a second, because just take the word balloons out and don't even think about it. Just look at the layout here. This is masterful stuff. The angle is from panel 1 to 2 to 3. And then 4, you smash on this extreme close-up, her face bisected by the panel, wind tossing her hair across her face as he's in the background screaming through wind-blown strands of her hair. It's fucking gorgeous. And then the next panel, each panel is a poster, like a painting.
Yeah, it is. This is a great page.
Fucking amazing. So he gets kind of up in her face, and she's saying, you're wasting your time. The child, Gloria, is nothing to me. And he's like, what about Ruth Cummins? Or this dead priest you mourn? She's like, that's none of your business. And then he starts just getting worked up. He's pissed. The background goes red. I love that the element, the environment is reflecting his inner turmoil. He's like, possession is my business, sister. Possession and exorcism and murder. And then we get that really cool panel I love. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, don't you? You killed a man, Satana, a friend of Gloria Hefford's. She's like, you're insane. And then he throws up the sign of the trident. He's like, you killed the man and you took his soul, and now you're going to pay. I love that that's black and white, and just those lines showing him just throwing him up just violently as this fire erupts. She's like, your cheap theatrics don't impress me, brother, or frighten me. I've never even met this man you mentioned, much less took his soul. So she's still kind of backing away from the fire, but she's like, yeah, I get it. It's all stage shit, And this great panel of him going, liar, you've taken 12 souls this past fortnight alone. And so he basically says you're an animal. You stalk like a wolf stalks deer without pity, without remorse, and it ends tonight. And he blasts her with his trident. I can't say enough good things about this page. The art, I fucking love it. It's probably my favorite page of the whole issue.
I agree. I mean, aside from the art being very well, you're very great. You know, you're right. Like the storytelling, like each angle, like each panel, the movement between the panels, it's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like this is comics. This is the best of comics. This is, sequential storytelling, and it's glorious.
Yeah. So for me, ding, ding, ding. This is my favorite page so far. I might have some other stuff I like more, but I pored over this page for like 5 minutes and just looked at each panel. I was like, I would frame that and put that on my wall.
Yeah, and we've noticed this. You know, we've dealt with so many issues of Sal's art, and his art is great, but his storytelling is what shines through. And we've commented on it endlessly in his run, to where he'll have pages like this that are a simple layout. Like this is just 8 panels. There's nothing showy about it.
Yep.
But the perspective, but the movement. I mean, this is pure storytelling, and it's what Sal is great at. And Bob McLeod is just making his storytelling greater.
Yeah, great pair.
All right, next page. This is a big fight page. So this is just 6 simple panels, but yeah, a lot of great fight action here. Satana and Damon each shoot flames at each other, but I love so yeah, they're kind of dueling, shooting, canceling each other out. And then that third panel, Satana just kind of says quietly, like, Lord of Fire, no, this is impossible. And then she says, our power has always been equal, neither stronger than the other. Yet here, now, my strongest bolts are less than nothing to him, while his smash through my defenses with ease. And then, he's just like, the game is over, Satana, and you have lost. And she says, no. And then, he just like envelops her in flames, saying, cry all you wish, sister. It will avail you not. He says in the last panel, for you chose to follow our father, follow Satan, and I have sworn the death of him and all who follow him. You chose the path of evil, Satana. Now you must pay the price for your folly. God, that last panel is so cool. She's just being burned to death, basically, by soul fire. And it's cool.
Yeah, great page. Very economical and very dramatic. I a fan. So on the next page, we get there's an explosion, basically, and Satana is gone in front of the graveyard. So it's just Damon standing there in his outfit. See the man, the proud, determined man, the exorcist supreme, the man who once wished to serve God, the man who kills. And there's just smoking ground in a graveyard just going.
Could I make a request?
Yeah.
I know we have a lot of epithets in the beginning of our show, but Exorcist Supreme, that is badass.
I'm writing it down right now.
I mean, that's just, I latched right onto that, and I was like, oh shit, this is good.
So I don't have to run this by Wong or anything. I can just throw it on there. And then...
Oh yeah. No, he owns it. He
totally different school.
Yep, different school. He can be the Exorcist Supreme. No battles necessary.
So I love that his head is hung low. He thinks he's done the right thing, but then the wash of reality just washes over him, and he just chokes out, God, forgive me. What have I done? My own sister, and I never even gave her a chance. I just burned her down, killed her. And so he's walking off, and there's always a nice wooden shack around in a Marvel comic of this nature. So, the narration says, who kills yet still is human enough to wonder why? I didn't mean to kill her. I didn't want to kill her, but I had no choice. It was as if something made me do it. But who and why? Gloria said Satana was the only threat. Gloria said, and then he's like, human enough to be tired, to be careless, to realize too late. He's like, Gloria, are you here? And then we get this wonderful row at the bottom. I'm a fucking sucker for a disembodied floating talking head. I'm a bigger one for one that has an aura of like a baby puke green aura around it. So Gloria's head comes flying in, grinning maniacally, and it says, he realizes he's been played for a fool this night. This whole thing was her doing. She says, I'm here. He's like, whoa. And she comes swooping in, and it says, now the time has come. She says, all hail to you, Damon Hellstrom, on this, the night of your triumph. and it says it's time for him to pay the piper. And it says, on this, the night of your death. And these green tendrils of power shoot out of her aura and start attacking him as he drops this trident and just kind of reels back at the surprise attack. Didn't see this coming. This was not my bingo card.
No, I didn't see this coming either. And at first, I kind of, when we first see her, disembodied head floating in green, I was just like, oh, this is kind of silly. But then by that last panel, suddenly like the green tendrils come out and totally fuck him up. And I was like, oh shit, this is real.
Yeah.
This got real really fast.
And I'm wondering, like you pointed out, like that the shadows in the LAX, like the shadows are still there. She's producing her own light source and she has shadows.
Yeah. So either it's super cool hair dye or she has a literal shadow over her, which I choose to go with your theory. I think that's better.
I think that's what it is. And I love it.
Yeah, I agree. No, really, really cool page. Just have to bring out the strange sound effect in that first panel though. I don't know what the onomatopoeia is on that.
Srah.
Srah. Srah. Yeah, that's haven't seen that much, but
no,
I'm okay. That's a new one.
That actually totally went over my head. Did not see it. I like it. It's a very onomatopoeic sound, the word.
Yeah, no, it's cool. But yeah, hadn't seen that before, so I noted that. I actually noted that in my notes even. Yeah.
We should add that to the big board of onomatopoeias.
All right, next page, Damon wakes up shackled, on a pentagram. His captor kind of emerges from the shadows, saying, "You are awake, Lord Damon. Good. The spell works best when the sacrifice is conscious under the knife." He says, "Who are you, demon?" And Demon says, "Still you know me not, but then you know so few of your father's court." I feel like this has happened the last time. Like the who was like the wife of one of his courts, and she's just like
Alatu.
Alatu was basically just like, "Oh, you probably don't remember me. You don't pay attention to us like lesser demons who are in your father's court. You were away being a holy man, an exorcist." Which seems to really piss...
wife, asshole. We've met like 7 times.
Yeah, exactly. They seem to be really insulted every time. He's just like, "Who are you again?" He's like, "Damn it, you've met me so many times. Like, I'm a big fucking deal in your father's court." He's like, "I am Cathara, Lord Damon, mother of demons, one who stands high in Satan's favor, one who sits on the council of hell." And I like that he's just like, "Okay, whatever you say, I guess." Which just makes her angrier. Just keeps going on. "I am she who rules the outer dark, la, 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 la," And then for some reason she says, 12 men have I slain, Lord Damon, and you are the last. With your death, the spell is complete, and no power on earth can shatter that. Least of all you. She says, "No one will save you, my lord, not the sow who shall I possess. She is dead now, dead and damned. Not your sister, she is merely dead. You yourself saw to that, aided, of course, by some spells of mine." So yeah, we realize that Damon might not have actually been trying to obliterate Satana, and that, Cathara's spells may have hastened that. Yeah. So then she says, "But enough of talk. The hour of sacrifice is nigh. Rejoice, Satan's son." Ah, so glad that's back. "For I send you to your father. I strike for Satan." Grabs his hair and is about to like plunge the dagger into his chest. So good. She's on fire this page, and she's looking great too, by the way.
Yeah. In that third panel of the page, I couldn't help but think of like Twin Peaks, like the beauty contest when Dwayne, whoever's like, "She got a slit on her dress up to here," and this old horny man talking about sexy dresses.
Dwayne Milford, yeah.
I love the way she's depicted by these artists. Gorgeous, and
it's awesome.
That hair thing plays through though. Look at on that right panel of the middle row, like it's actually whipping up in like a horn.
Yeah.
Like, I think that, like, that part of her hair, like, I think they're either showing, like we said, like the taint, the shadow of the nether realm, or like it's actually the her demonic nature manifesting physically in her possessed form. Like, it's showing, like, in the person that it's possessing.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, this has to be, this is obviously a deliberate choice to have that blackness on her blonde hair. I mean, stylistically it looks cool, but no, I think there's something narrative going on that, Buscema and McLeod are doing that is just great.
And that bottom row, like where she is, there are no highlights, so she is part of the blackness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nothing to pull her out. I love that, and I love the way they drew Damon, McLeod and Buscema, as she's grabbing him like to sacrifice him like a lamb, like to slit his throat like a piece of like chattel. Like, fucking rad.
Yeah, so good.
Cool. So, this page is a little cheesy in the like kind of like third act sense, but I still like it. It still works.
Yeah, I do too.
I think not demoness, says Satana as she enters. I love this panel, like the shadow, like in her center of her being. So she's, like, has a garland of like moonlight all over her, highlighting her form. I think it is you who will die this night. She's like, Satana. Again, it's all very old serial kind of like, she drops the sacrificial knife. By the Great One, this cannot be. You should be dead, succubus. And then she unleashes all of these ravagers, I think is what she calls them. And I want all of them as little like plastic not action figures, but just little, like a play set where it's just like there's a cabin and there's some gravestones and there's these little guys just running around.
See, I wanted each of them to be an individual mad ball.
Oh, yes.
That would have made me happy.
Like I think I pick a favorite one and then I find a new favorite as I just kind of bounce around. So she says, easier said than done, demon mother. And then Damon says, Satana, cut me loose. And she blasts the ropes, freeing him. The artistry on this whole page is gorgeous. She says, be silent, brother. I haven't forgotten you, as she frees him. And then he's diving for his trident as these things are storming behind him. He says, Cathara says, stop him, my pets. He mustn't reach his trident. Too late, Cathara. The trident is mine once more. It's soulfire mine to command once more. And he starts blasting these things. Little webbed feet are flying off in the background and explosions of fire. And none may stand against me. And I love this last panel as he's in the foreground looking over his shoulder as much as he can with that cape collar. Seeing these things sneak up behind him. I'm coming for you, Cathara, and none of your pets are going to stop. So he realizes he's about to get jumped by a bunch of, I think she said ravagers. Did I pull it out of nowhere? It's in my notes.
Maybe on the next page.
She says something about ravagers. Okay.
Yeah. It was, I had this thought too, and I know I should have many issues ago because his collar gets so high. But when they're coming at him from behind, the two demons, I'm just like, ooh, that collar really messes up your peripheral vision.
Yeah.
And it's like, how's he going to see all these demons coming at him?
Yeah, I bet the Hells Angels had those when they first started, and there was just too many deaths on the road. They're like, all right, how about Nazi helmets?
Well, it's safer, I guess. Not good, but safer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, next page, the demons attack Damon. They send him crashing through the window, like old West Saloon style, like through this window. Yeah. Oh, big glass.
Big glass.
How could I forget big glass?
What are you drinking this fine evening, sir?
I am deep into the Ramita alterations now. I got a nice bottle of Chinar, and I'm hitting it hard.
I discovered my my flask that I had filled with Westward whiskey for the guys' weekend, and I didn't even hardly touch it. The last release I did, like the Sauterne or whatever. It was aged in wine casks.
Ooh, nice.
So this is the end. We picked up the new release, the double malt, but I'm drinking the last of the winter stuff.
Yeah, I just have a tiny bit of my bottle of Westward left, and I'm saving it for only really special occasions.
I'm a simp for Westward.
Oh my God, they're so good. So yeah, they go through the window, and these demons are demoning out, saying things like, rend the flesh from his bones, his soul from his body. In our mother's name, brethren, kill him. And Damon says the son of Satan is not easily killed, fool, and just, soul fires a bunch of them. takes one guy's head and just like pounds it into the ground. Says, "Send one demon, Cathara. Send 1,000. I will destroy them all to get you." Cathara is in the shack being like, "Your brother roars a good fight, Satana. Surely you know better. Yield and I promise you a quick, painless death." And there's this great fucking panel of Satana saying, "Never!"
God.
Oh, it's so good. Like a demon hand like coming out from behind her. But I love the coloring on her never too. You got kind of green in your copy, a little more blue on the digital scan. And then, the word balloon is actually colored in yellow, which is kind of rare, but very cool.
Yeah, you don't see that much.
No, not at all.
Sorry, who was lettering this?
John Costanza.
Okay.
Yeah, classic.
That guy's name should just be under workhorse in the dictionary.
I know, he did so many issues.
Fucking letter in the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I love this page. I love that send one demon, Cathara, send 1,000. I was like, I think my only note for this page was, does Damon need to write a demonic folk album?
Yeah. Oh man, that would be great.
Llewyn Davis, but like all occult themed.
Oh, awesome! You're speaking my language right now.
Yeah, that last panel. Damn, man. Damn near T-shirt worthy. Not gonna lie. I'm not sold 100% on Satana as a character yet, but the artistry on that page and the explosivity of it is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
So we're here hip deep in climax here. So the battle continues on the next page. Cathara says, "So be it. Let your fate, the fate of this earth you fools call home, be on your head." And demons are pulling on Satana's hair. That's just cheating, by the way. You can't even get away with that wrestling. And she's blasting people with her hand blasts. I like that one little red guy just like jumped up on the hand railing of the cabin. He's like, like he's just waiting his turn to get in there. Like, "Hold close to me.
Tag me in."
And I love this next panel where we swoop up and we're looking down at Cathara. She raises her hands up to the heavens saying, "Hear me, you gods who walk the Darkling road. I am one of you, bound to you by blood and sacrifice. I am Cathara. Hear me and obey." Like Claremont leans into the occult shit.
Yeah,
like,
I love
Gerber didn't shy from it, but Claremont seems to love it, in my opinion, so far. So I'm digging that. And meanwhile, we cut back to Damon toiling. He says, "Away, demon spawn!" And he's just doing this huge arm, throw, just tossing them all off like kindergartners. He's like, "I'll have no more of you. Cathara, by all the fires of hell, by all the torments of the eternal pit." He starts blasting at her. "Be gone from this child's body. In the name of God, be gone." And he's blasting with soul fire, which in the past has exorcised a demonic entity from a possessed form. But judging by her face, I mean, she looks like Puppet Master, like in Fantastic Four. Like she doesn't look like she's particularly affected by this. We'll see. And sure enough, on the bottom of the page here, she's got this really creepy smile and leering face. She says, "Poor foolish half-breed. I am not some lesser spirit to be affrighted by a blast of fire and the naming of great names." I love that, where she's kind of like, "You're doing all the shit. It's like a rap battle. Like you just say the names, you say the stupid little thing, a little brag. I'm not impressed. But tonight I claim my birthright," roared Damon. "I claim this earth, and there's nothing you can do to stop me." And then Satana says, "Not so, for I can stop you, Cathara. I can and I will." And she's like holding up her claws like she's just bring it. I love it. And then this part confused me until I read later. This comes up. And the next thing Claremont writes about her. But she says, "Basilisk, I summon thee." And then you get an amazing page you'll have to tackle here. But yeah, so did you look up this basilisk thing at all?
As far as it pertains to Marvel, no.
Okay, so yes, it's like a demon that she shared a space with. Like it gave her access to her because it augmented her powers, and she can pull it out, and it's this weird like symbiotic relationship. It doesn't last super long, but it's an interesting thing that Claremont just wrote in here, and then she has an issue of what was that magazine called? Marvel Preview. Marvel Preview number 7. Claremont writes a story that explains their whole relationship and their background.
Interesting.
Which we should maybe look at for a bonus thing or something.
Yeah, for sure. Before we go to my big page, that last panel of Satana, I don't know why that gave me the tingles. I love that. I loved that last one. Yeah.
Are you kidding? She's looking right at us.
I know.
We are Cathara.
Oh my. So,
those tingles.
yeah. But okay, but this next page, wow. This layout is so amazing. Like there's insets, but it's even hard to describe. I'm so glad you have it up there for people watching our live stream because God damn, it is so fucking cool. This page is so cool. So the first panel, Satana invokes the basilisk and says, come thee forth and slay. And then, the narration I loved in this, I'm going to read it. It says, there is light first, an unholy brilliance that flares from Satana's eyes like the dawning of some obscene newborn sun. Loved that. That was so cool.
Yeah.
And then the basilisk is free, ravening out from Satana's soul to strike at Cathara and smash her down, to rend her body and ravage her soul and drag her screaming back into hell. Oh, it's so, so cool. And so, as Cathara dies, Satana dies and is reborn, which I love. It shows she's reborn stronger within her, watching, waiting, knowing that the day will come where Satana will be no more. There will only be the basilisk, and the men who live to see that day will call it Armageddon. So, we just got really serious here.
I know.
Like, holy shit, like this is like apocalyptic prophecy now. I was like, God damn, this got serious.
Yeah, so I'm not much of an X-Men guy, so I don't have a bunch of Claremont exposure. So I was loving just rolling up my sleeves here and just jumping into a thing where he kind of got to go nuts and just do Claremont-y things. Totally dug this.
Yeah.
Did he create Dark Phoenix?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all him.
Not surprised now after reading this. Cool. So on the last page here, first of all, so Gloria's dead.
Seems like it.
There was no Damon's fine scalpel of peeling away the demon from the human form.
Nope.
When you let the basilisk out, it's just kind of like Kid Rock. Like, shit, man. I'm sorry. There's not a lot of negotiating room here. I let him go, and he fucking does what he does, and that's all we got.
Oh man.
So there's just a smoking chunk of beach here, and it says her name is Satana, the devil's daughter, Satana the succubus, the mistress of the basilisk, Satana the damned. And right now she is very, very tired. Damon calls to her, stunned by what he's seen. You didn't have to do that, Satana, he says softly. He's thinking the same thing we are. Like, we exorcise?
Yeah, we don't disintegrate.
And the succubus only smiles, and she has this very Romita, like in her first appearance, that kind of arch like look, like, I know I didn't, brother. Mm-hmm. I wanted to. So okay, any kind of like hero arc you thought was coming out of her, don't. Nope. And so Damon just kind of has this like gut punch face, like, okay, so my adopted sister essentially is dead, and she's saying, you tried to kill me tonight, Damon. Burn me down without a second thought. The basilisk saved my life then too, at a cost. And he's like, wait, Satana, she said, don't touch me, Damon. Don't you ever touch me. We chose our destinies a long time ago, brother. You, the right hand path of good, and I, the left, and we'll walk those roads until we die. Still, we might have been friends once, but no more. She slaps his hand away. Cross my path again, brother, and I'll look on you and see a cringing, shivering, pitiful little mortal man. I'll look on you, and I will take your soul. And she turns on her heel and walks off across the beach, nary a second thought to her blood, kin, and laugh at the taking of it. And this last panel is Damon just forlorn looking at the ground. His adoptive sister was just possessed and destroyed by some strange demon. His actual sister wants nothing to do with him and says, next time I see you, I will kill you without hesitating. And it says, his name is Damon Hellstrom. He is the son of Satan. And this night he has learned that the path he walks alone. May God have mercy on his soul. Well. Pretty cool stuff, eh?
Yeah, it's very, very cool stuff.
I have, there was 2 pages of letters about this that were published in Son of Satan #2. So I don't know what to read. There was one that's kind of long, but it kind of like covers like, here's what I thought about the Son of Satan from Ghost Rider 1 to now. I don't know if you want to cover like something that's kind of a spanning everything to date or something that's a little more, short. I don't know. What do you think?
Follow your heart.
My heart wants pizza.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
Why don't you we'll do the short one?
For you?
For me.
Okay. I'll see if I can find it. So it's not short one. Again, there's 2 pages.
Okay, gotcha.
Let me see what I got here. We got that's the longie, and then we got wow, that's really long. Okay. Okay.
This is the last issue of Marvel Spotlight. Like, this is it.
Correct.
Like, the next issue we're doing is Son of Satan #1 proper. So this is it for this run.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. Yeah, that is actually more than 1 page. So I'll read the shorter one. Sorry, I didn't realize. I thought it was a bunch of letters. It's actually 2 letters, 3 letters, and it's 2 pages. Okay, so here's a shorter one. Dear Lynn, SOS 24 was a really nice issue. One of the few in the series that I actually enjoyed. Instead of getting into the two-sidedness of Damon Hellstrom, Chris Claremont concentrated on simple action, and it worked. It was getting kind of monotonous seeing the horrors that possession incurs on ordinary folk time after time, and this action-orientated portrayal of Cathara versus Damon and Satana was a very good change of pace. The strip still doesn't have enough to it for my interest to be over much, but this ish at least was good. With a direct confrontation between a demon and Damon, the powers invoked come off as more intense and more demanding than usual. I could really get into the battle because it was a no-holds-barred type of thing. Cathara sending the guy to hell and Damon's full attack on Satana were both excellent examples of what I liked. Satana herself added a lot to the story, and I particularly enjoyed the tie-ins from her own strip. Nothing beats the continuity of the Marvel Universe. I'd really like to see her in a new solo strip again. Sal Buscema turned in a first-rate job, which, while his usual fare most places was not... Sal Buscema turned in a first-rate job, which, while his usual fare most places was not the norm for his work in this book. He seems to have finally gotten the hang of things, and Bob McLeod inked another overpowering story. His inks are so predominant that I enjoy seeing his full pencils and inks somewhere. Well, thanks for a good one. Take care, Dean Mullaney, Staten Island. Kind of a mixed bag there from an old Dean.
Yeah.
So we're assuming this is Len writing back?
Yeah.
Thanks, Dean. Although we hope your interest has been picking up. Son of Satan is a hard series in which to feature an all-out action issue, but we do try to strike some sort of balance whenever possible. As for Satana, we hope you managed to latch on to a copy of Marvel Premiere number 27 when it came out, featuring the pilot for a possible, if reader reaction is strong enough, new color series for everyone's favorite satanic siren. So, yeah, that's just, business as usual. Business as usual. So let's talk about final thoughts.
Yeah. So, I mean, if I'm going to talk final thoughts for this issue, each time this is the 3rd time I've gone through this issue, and each time I go through it, I like it better. I actually think that, when we do top 5s or top 3s, I think this is going to be in there for me. I just really loved it. I mean, I'm a huge Claremont fan. I'm a huge X-Men fan. I love his work, obviously, in War is Hell from this era. So his prose really gets me. I mean, it's something that is I love. I really, really buy into it. I love his storytelling. And yeah, like we've said, many issues, Sal is fucking killing it, and Bob McLeod is great. I mean, I think maybe last issue, I think both you and I, or at least I did, decided that Dan Green is probably my favorite inker. Not by a ton. I mean, all the other inkers have been pretty good. Bob McLeod especially is probably number 2 for me. And so yeah, I mean, the art was killer in this issue. The writing was great. I loved Satana. I thought her characterization was really cool. We got the full gamut with her, where she, we saw a slight shade of her human side in St. Paul's Cemetery. But then, I mean, like I say, each successive time that I read this issue, I was just like, oh, fuck, this is almost perfect. Like, this is a goddamn good issue. So I loved it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've read it chunked out several times, but I'd say altogether about 2.5 times. And I like it more the more I'm exposed to it. I did also like that characterization of Satana, and I realized that she is the complement of Damon. So like, whereas Damon is largely human and good with like these slivers of evil, she's the inverse. Like when she has a one weakness, she's being human, which is kind of a cool switch up on that whole thing. And just them being weird counterbalances to each other, I liked a lot. So it was cool to see her in here. I like that they folded in some of the Curtis magazine stuff, although it's got to be kind of strange for someone coming in absolutely cold who didn't know who Ruth Cummins was or Gloria, or, I mean, I don't know, maybe people can say in the comments or what they thought, or, you know, whatever. Let us know what you thought if it was confusing. I will admit the basilisk thing was like, did I miss a beat somewhere? Like I was flipping through stuff and I actually had to look it up on like whatever the official Marvel wiki is. And I was like, okay, this comes up. Like,
yeah, that was weird. We didn't get an editor's note on that because that was way out of left field to where I'm like, I know these characters and I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So that was weird. Yeah.
But I do like that she has her own demon that inhabits her that she shares a space with.
That's cool shit.
She has an economy with, and they make deals and she has to do trade-offs like for, you know, but every time she has to use him or let him free, there's a chance that it's going to result in Armageddon for more immortal life. That's kind of cool.
Definitely.
Cool. Yeah. So I'm a big fan of that as well. So this is the only time Claremont wrote Damon Hellstrom, as far as we know.
Yep. As far as we know.
So next issue, we're moving on to Son of Satan #1. Mm-hmm. That ran for 8 issues, and that was written by John Warner, I think. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure who did the art. I believe a Filipino artist or a Spanish artist. So,
No, we're going to get a completely different creative team, and I have not read ahead, as is the way that we do things. So
is our custom?
Yep, that is our custom, and I have no clue what's coming next. But I'm really excited after reading this issue.
Me too. Right on. Well, do you want to talk a little bit about the Patreon stuff? Because at the beginning, I was kind of blathering on about that binding video stuff, and there's also a bonus show that we do every week that goes along with the episode for the week.
That's right. In our bonus shows this whole season, we have been watching Satan movies, and we've been rolling a 30-sided die, letting the Dark Lord flow through us to decide what movie we're going to watch next. And he chose The Black Cat from 1934, starring Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi, and it is great. We loved it. We loved how many people got on the watch along on Discord with us. I would say it's maybe one of the very first, at least American satanic films, really. And it was.
Where's Haxon made? Is that European?
Yeah, Haxon. Yeah, that's why I was saying American. Yeah, Haxon. Yeah, is I can't remember exactly where that's from, but yeah, Haxon is silent, and it's obviously before that. But so we loved it. So if you are a Patreon subscriber, you can have access to that video, and you can have access to all the videos, the stuff that Matt was talking about at the beginning. And you have access to the entire archive. I mean, what are we up to? 50 some videos?
I think we're recording 56 tonight. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's just bonus episodes, aside from all the bonus stuff that Matt talked about, that he spends tons of time making amazing bonus content. But yeah, these bonus episodes are great. We talk about the movie that we watched on the Discord watch along, kind of talk about what we've been doing with our lives, what we've been reading, what we've been watching. And
I'm going to talk about this tonight.
Oh, nice. The Number
this
of
is a
Rocks.
book. A friend of ours, Jim Nelson, did the art for this. It's an Inuit story. And it's kind of like Kickstarter catch-up. So I did this thing for a while where I was finally reading the things that I supported on Kickstarter that I bought and put on a shelf, and kind of got away from me there for a while. But I want to start doing that again. And this is a book that I bought a long time ago to support my friend, and just read it for the first time this week. So we'll talk a little bit about that after the movie on the bonus show.
That's awesome.
I love folklore stuff, so I'm a junkie for fairy tales and different cultures, myths, and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. So we've talked a lot about our Patreon, just to talk about the various options you have. There's a bunch of different tiers to our Patreon. The first one is just kind of almost like a tip jar, and you can be. And the first one's called Cult Member. So you could be a cult member. Just throw us $1 every month. I think the next one is Scaly One, which is the $2 tier, and you get the audio version of our bonus show, which is good. I mean,
It
yeah,
is good.
you'll get it, but if you subscribe at the $3 and higher dollar levels, you get the video version, which
3 is Demon Spawn.
Three is Demon Spawn. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Forgotten.
And so you can and you get the video and audio version of the bonus show, which is great, and you'll get to see all the time that Matt lovingly spends crafting these shows. But if you subscribe at the $5 level, Pack member, you get all of those things. You get all the other bonuses that we were talking about. And I mean, we've had some killer ones lately. Some of the ones that Matt was talking about, if you haven't heard on our previous show, a friend of the show, Michael Cicchino, made a tiki version of our theme, which I still kind of can't believe, and listen to almost every other day just to listen to it and be like, oh, that happened.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, that was real. That wasn't a dream. So, my God, it's cool.
You can download that song.
Yeah, Pack members, that's for you. Like, you can download it and listen to it wherever you want. And and so we give shout outs to Pack members as well. There is one higher tier that we'll talk about after we give our shout outs to the Pack members. But yeah, we'll do those shout outs. Do you want to start with Rob?
Rob? He's not on top of my list.
Okay, because you didn't give me the new list.
I emailed it to you.
Oh, you emailed it to me. Okay.
I told you I was doing that. You never listen to me.
I don't listen to you sometimes.
Why do we always have to fight on vacation? Why, Jacob?
It's only in front of people. Okay, I'm ready.
You never talk this way to me at home.
All right, so I'll start. We have Pack members such as Tim Tucker.
Brian from Marvel by the Month.
Blake, last name withheld.
Caleb.
David Goodwin.
Ben M.
Michelle from Moonlight Comics.
Letty. Hi, Letty. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Nice to see you, Letty. Jeff Fitzpatrick.
Jesse McFerrin.
Johnny Turner.
Justin the Owl.
Russ from Pathways, a Sith podcast.
Brad Michael Elmore. Hi, Brad.
Jason Feinstone, who just had a comic come out that he had lettered and colored that we highly recommend checking out at your LCS.
Oh yeah, let's take a link to that in the show description and the episode note.
We will.
Okay. Also, Jason, thanks for joining us tonight. He was here for a while. Jared Savedas.
Brink.
Bill from Long Island. Hi, Bill.
David D.
Glenn Lash. Thanks for joining us tonight, Glenn.
Rob from Marvel by the Month.
And Rob Haferman. Thank you, Pack folks. You guys are amazing. We appreciate you every day, don't we, Jacob?
I appreciate them every single day.
I say a little prayer for them.
Yeah. As well as our next tier, which is $10 or above. And you get everything that we talked about before. But then sometimes we do a few little extras just for the Star Gods, which is Star God level, barbarian space deity that we have covered in a previous season. Also, one of the perks of being a Star God level member is that after 6 months of being a member, you get to pick out a shirt or a mug or whatever you want from our Threadless shop, and we'll just send it to you because you've been such a big supporter. And these are people like MJ or Some British Cult,
Ryan from Across the Bifrost,
John Walsh,
Michael Giacchino,
Melissa Watts,
Josh Link,
Jackson T. Overstreet,
Mark Nivens, Eric
Hadley,
and Catherine Neff. Thank you for being our Barbarian Space Deity patrons. You make the show space great. Space awesome.
Space awesome.
Cool. So I'm excited to move on to this short-lived series that ran 8 issues. I'm assuming that was monthly. I
think so, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've done any inside baseball stuff. I'm curious why. I mean, this book was bi-monthly. I think for the most of it, Marvel Spotlight was for most of its run. So that's a long time to be supporting this character and then go, you know what? Let's do it. Let's give him his own book and then just fold less than a year later. I'm really curious about that.
Yeah, it's weird, you know, I'm going to try and do some more digging into the tomorrow's publication magazines to just see if I can get some actual dirt on the Son of Satan run 1 through 8. But yeah, scant information out there.
All right. Well, you folks, thanks so much for jumping on and watching us. You folks that were here live. Again, as I mentioned at the top, we're going to be doing some kind of giveaway stuff for people that interact with us a bit on these live streams. So if you came in and chatted a bit, you just entered a drawing. If you like us and you leave a comment down below, we would really appreciate that. All those folks, we're going to put those names in a little barrel. Next time we do a live stream, draw one out, and you're going to get a Bronze Age Monsters branded water bottle. And these are cool metal water bottles. These aren't your chintzy, Nalgene, horse shit, Powell's, whatever, plastic, hot pink thing. This is a fucking water bottle like an Army Man would have in an Army Man movie. Okay? With a band sticker on it. You're going to fucking love it. So, leave a like and leave a comment below. Let us know where you were listening from or what your favorite part of this issue was. We would love to hear it. Or what your favorite Bronze Age stuff is. Or if you have any suggestions. Speaking of that, if you don't want to leave it below, but the other way would like that, you can also call us at 971-220-JUNK and leave a voicemail there and let us know. We can play it on the air so you don't have to bother typing. Because sometimes I'm that way. Sometimes I'll log on to work in the morning and someone's like, hey, Matt, where's the blah, blah? What's the update on this? And I'm like, can you just call me, like video call? Like, I don't want to type. It's like 4 paragraphs. And it turns out I have carpal tunnel now. I just found this out today. So,
Boo.
Yeah, big boo. So, thanks for joining us and do all that stuff. Do that interaction. Do the thing. Spread the word. Spread links. Right on. Well, you folks can join us on the bonus show. But in the meantime, we'll see you next week for Son of Satan #1. Hey, any word on our friend from England joining us?
No, yeah, we need to solidify that, but we're gonna figure out which weekend works and confirm that. And so we have some cool guests coming up for this solo Son of Satan run.
Yes, new guests coming up that I've been wanting to talk to since we started the Word by Night podcast. He's followed us and been supportive, and I've wanted to meet him. I'm excited. All right. Well, thanks for joining us this week, listeners. Until we meet next week by the 7 circles and the Hadean chimes, stay bronze, pony boy. Stay bronze.
Stay bronze.
Stay bronze. Mofos.
Oof.
All right. The outro's not playing.
Everything was going so well.
That wasn't bad DJing.
No, you were good. That went well.
Outro fade in. Pause. It says pause. Huh. The one file I did not check before I loaded it up in here. God damn it.
I like Brink calling you out on what's wrong with Hot Pink in the comments. That made me happy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the Lord's Prayer backwards.
Well, Brink, I'm sorry.
Mea culpa, Matt.
Mea culpa. Oh, there were some goddamn errata to address. Whatever. We'll do it next time. Well, that went well.
Yeah, that was good.
That's the Lord's Prayer backwards.
I think I worked out a lot of the visual kinks.
The visuals went well. Yeah, and thanks for everyone for sticking through. And
yes.
We're getting better.
We're getting better. It's definitely a very weird bike to ride. So I appreciate everybody's patience with me while I try and play DJ in the background while also talking about a comic book. So it's
that's got to be hard.
And I want to figure out why you couldn't moderate comments because that's weird. That's the first time that's happened.
Yeah, I know. That was weird. I didn't like that. But that was awesome. Thanks everyone for showing up.
Yeah, much appreciated. All right, Jacob, I will see you for the bonus show in 5.
Yep. Send me a link.
Okay.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.